This is the 6th video in a series that accompanies a workshop on QGIS taught at Michigan State University. In this video, we're going to start with a project showing 10-mile buffers around cell phone towers. When you're happy with how it looks, it's time to create a layout for either printing or for export. To do this, we click on this button up here to create a new map layout, and we give it a name. I'll call it cell phone buffers, I guess. And it creates this workspace for you to work in. In here you can add all the elements of your map. With this white button down on the left-hand side is where all our tools are. We can draw a rectangle indicating where we want the map to be, and it pops in just however it was in the map view. With these other buttons we can move that rectangle where it appears on the page, or we could move the interior of the window. I wanted to focus on northern Michigan. We could also change the scale of the map by changing the number in here. And you could make zoom in the map a little bit or zoom out a little bit by adjusting these numbers. The layout assumes that you want a letter-sized 8.5 by 11 layout, and you can change that in the print settings. Okay, other things we can add would be an image. First you select the tool and then you draw a rectangle that you want the image to inhabit, and then over here we can tell it which image we want to add. There's our picture. It's a picture of a cell phone tower. Another item we might want to add would be a title. We draw the box that we want it to inhabit and then type in the title by typing it in here, and then we can change the font. We could either select a number here or we could type in a number and choose the font. There we are. We can also change the title by changing its orientation, its alignment. We could also add a frame around the box if we want one, and its color. Another item we can add is the map legend. Again, we draw out the box we want it to inhabit, and then over here we can affect what we see. Instead of auto update, we could remove items that we're not looking at, such as the cities, and of the ones we do want to see, we can edit their name. And we can affect the font of the legend and the color of the legend and whether or not it has a frame and whatnot down here. We could add a scale bar. The map knows, the GIS knows what scale the map is in, and so it will draw a scale bar the correct size. And we could also add a shape, such as something that kind of bounds the map and gives it a boundary. And I'm going to send that to the back. And I'm going to give it some color. I also recommend providing attribution: who made the map, where did the data come from. We can select that and we can change its alignment. In the course of making a map, you may decide you wish that the map were a little different, and we can still go back to the project and make changes to it. For instance, I wish that the water was blue of the Great Lakes, and so we could add a shapefile of that. In the More Data folder, you'll see a few more things that you could add. One of them is lakes, and I also have the Canadian provinces. And we could then adjust their colors to make them look a little more realistic. So I've changed the water to blue and the Canadian provinces to gray. Wisconsin is still white at this point. That's something we could do now, or we could change. If we go back, you can see that no changes were made here, and that may be a good thing. Or you could go under View and Refresh. There you are.